So till now, what we have developed is a table with some data, which is where we are able to sort the data according to a particular field, and we are also able to search something. So let's say if I type CL, I get three fields because here CL is there, here CL is there, and somewhere in this data, in the JSON data, CL may be there. So this way we are able to search. But there's a small issue here. The issue is, let's say I search something, and then if I try to sort the data is not getting sorted. Okay, actually it is getting sorted, but it is not reflected here. Okay, so why is that happening? So this is because whatever pipes we create like this, whatever pipes we have, this is the search pipe, this is the sort pipe. But the problem with these is these pipes are pure by default. That means they are known as pure pipes. So what is the meaning of pure pipes, and where do we need to use them? Okay, so for that we need to know how these pipes are working. Okay, so inside the pipe, this is the pipe class. In this pipe class we have a transform method here. So this method gets called every time there is a change in the data. That means value and args. We are passing two things, value and args, to this transform method. Okay, whenever this value and args will change, this whole transform thing method will be called from the pipe, and this whole functionality will be executed. So let's say in our application we are having this let user of users. The users is the value. This value is users, isn't it? So this users we are passing to the sort pipe as well as the search pipe. Okay, so whenever there is a change in the users, it will get reflected here. It will be called, the pipe will be called. Okay, but there's a limitation there. The thing is, in Angular, these pure pipes will be called. That means this transform function, this transform method will be called whenever there is a change. But the thing is, how does Angular know that there is a change? So the issue here is, for primitive data types like string, number, boolean, and all, the pure pipe works fine. It is able to detect the changes in the primitive data types. But there are non-primitive data types like arrays and objects. In arrays and objects, the pure pipes are not able to detect the changes. Okay, so for that we need impure pipes. So impure pipes, on the other hand, what they do is, even if there is a change in the array or object, that is, even if there is a change in the non-primitive data types, they are able to detect the changes, and accordingly the pipe transform method is called. Okay, so for that what we need to do, along with this name, we need to pass something else here. So here we have something called pure. We have a pure field like this, pure. So it is true by default, so we'll make it false. Okay, so whenever we are working on arrays, objects, or array of objects, we need to use impure pipes. Otherwise, at some point of time, the pipe may not be able to detect the change, and it won't call the transform method. As a result, what will happen? It will not be reflected in the UI. Okay, just like what is happening now. Okay, it is not able to detect the change. It is thinking the array has not changed, so uh, we can't see the sorted values. Okay, okay. So here how many pipes we have? We have search pipe and sort pipe. So in both the pipes, we'll add these field, okay, pure false. And now we will check whether our pipes are working fine or not. So let's say I search here something like CL, and then if I try to sort, you can see it is working fine. Okay, earlier it was not able to sort it. Now it is getting sorted and getting reflected in the UI. Okay, so this way we need to use impure pipes whenever we are dealing with arrays or objects. Okay, fine. Because in our case, this is also an array. This is a special array, that is array of objects. So we need to use impure pipes wherever we are using, wherever we are implementing the pipe. Okay. Now the next thing is I need one more feature here. That means what is happening here? Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fields, 10 rows are being shown here. Okay. So let's say I don't want to show 10 rows. Maybe on this page I want to show only 3 rows or 4 rows or 5 rows. Maybe in the next page I want to show more 4 rows. Let's say I have not 10 rows. Let's say I have 100 rows, but I don't want to show every 100 rows here. So I want to show only 10 rows here, maybe 10 rows on the next page or something like that. Okay, maybe I only want to show the first 10 rows. I don't want the next values. Okay, so for that I need some button or something here so that I can select how many rows I want to show. Okay, so for that what we will do is we will use a drop down kind of thing, like a select box. That select box, what we'll do, will give 3 options, like something like 3, 5, 10. Okay, I want to show 3 or 5 or 10 values, and then so if I click on 3, only 3 rows should be shown. If I click on 5, only 5 should be shown. If I click on 10, all the 10 should be shown, and by default all the 10 values should be shown. Okay, when I reload the application, when the application loads, all the 10 values should be shown here in the table, but I can select less values as well. Okay, so for that, first let me add one select field here. So what I'll do is, at the top we have this input search box, isn't it? So I'll add the select box just after the search box. So let me take a div. Inside this div, I'll write something like show, and then I'll put the select box. Okay. Inside select, I'll have 3 options. The first option is, let's say, 3 rows. For first one I will put 3, then I'll put 5, and I'll put 10. So if I select 10, see here, if I select 3, it should show only 3 rows. If I say click on 5, it should show 5 rows. If I click on 10, it should show all the 10 rows. Okay. See, okay, fine. Now let me write some text along with that. Let's say show 3 entries, show 5 entries, show 10 entries, something like that. So I'll write show the select box and then entries. Okay, so if I write like this, it is saying show 3 entries, show 5 entries, show 10 entries. Okay, fine. Now I want this in the same line along with the search, just next to the search box. Okay, so I'll write some styles for that. So in the search box class, what I'll do is I'll add one display flex property, and then let me put some margin for this input field. The input, I'll add a class equal to maybe mr100. Okay, so what is this mr100? I'll put margin right 100 px for this. Margin right 100 px. Okay, yeah, now it is fine. We have 3, 5, and 10. Okay, now So when I click on this, it should update some value in the component. Okay, so let me create a property in our component. Okay, so what property shall I create? Let me put it as limit. Okay, limit is of type any, and this limit I have to bind it to this select box. Okay, but as I told you, limit should be that value should be, that means it should show all the 10 values in the beginning, isn't it? So the initially it should set it as 10 or something. Okay, okay, fine. So I need to bind, first I'll bind this to the select box. So I'll use the ng model. Ng model is equal to limit. Okay, in the select box I'm binding the ng model. Okay, fine. Now whenever I change this value, what happened? Okay, okay. Where is the problem? Hmm. Yeah, limit. Okay, so whenever I click on 5, it is setting the limit value because this is ng model, the two-way data binding is there. So whenever I'm changing the value in the select box, it will set the limit property there. So whatever value, if it is 3, it will set it as 3. If it is 5, it will set it as 5. It will, by right here, if I select 10, it will set it as 10. Okay, limit will be set to 10. Okay, now we have set this value, but we have to use this. Suppose I select 3. If I select 3, this 3 is passed to the limit, that is okay. In the limit I'll have 3, but using this 3 I have to reduce this value, isn't it? I have to show only 3 rows. So what do I do for that? I'll use another custom pipe where I'll use that 3 value to display this data. Okay, so let me create a pipe first. So let's say and I'll create a pipe called trim. So trim means cut. Okay, it will cut off some of the values from the whole array. So the pipe is created. Now the trim pipe, I need to write the logic. Okay, so this trim pipe I'll use it here in our display table. So here along with the search, I'll use this trim pipe, and trim pipe will take one value. What is that value? It is the limit. Limit property will contain 3, 5, 10, isn't it? If I select 3, it will have 3. If I select 5, it will have 5. If I select 10, it will have 10. So this value we have to pass it to the trim pipe. Okay, okay, fine. Now let me go to trim pipe and write the logic. So here value will be the whole array, and in the arg I'll have the what it is called, that limit value. Okay. Okay, I'll put it as any. All these things are any. Okay, fine. So here in the return, what I'll do. So how do I take only the first 3 values or take only the first 5 values, because we have 3, 5, 10 here, isn't it? So if I select 3, what should happen? From the array only first 3 objects should be shown, isn't it? So for that we can use the array dot slice method to slice the values. So array dot slice will, what it will do, it will return only the first 3 objects, and those objects will be shown. So value dot slice of 0 comma arg. Arg is the limit, isn't it? Arg means 3, 5, 10. So I'll put it as arg. Okay, 0 comma arg. So that is enough. Okay, so what this will do, this will slice the array, and only the first. So in arg, if 3 is there, that means from 0 to 3 it will show. Okay, but slice will not show the 3 value. That means third index. If I select there 3, what will happen? From 0 to 3, but not including 3. That means 0 to 2. So 0, 1, 2. That means 3 values, first 3 values. Okay, there we have 5. So if I pass 5 from there, 0 to 5 means it will not include 5, so that means 0 to 4. 0 to 4 means 5 values, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, I think that's enough, and let's check now in our browser. So let's say I select 5, so we are getting 5 values. If I select 3, I'm getting 3 values. It is not including the third index, it is including up to 2. So 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so this way it is working fine. Okay, but as I told you, by default it should have here, it should show here 10. Okay, it should not be blank, it should show the 10. So what do I do? For that, I can do was I can write a small logic just to make it. So what I can do is, in this limit, initially I can set it to the length of the array. What is the length of the, what is the array? It is the users. So I can write here this dot users dot length. So it will go up to 0 to users dot length. What is length? 10. 10 values are there by default, isn't it? So 0 to 10, but it will not include the 10. That means 0 to 9. So the last value is, anyways, it is having index as 9, isn't it? So it will show the all the 0 to 9 values. Now this limit we are binding it to here, so automatically ng model will fetch this users.length value and show it in the select box. Now you can see it is showing 10 by default. When if I reload it, it is showing 10. Earlier it was blank, now it is showing 10. Okay, 10 is getting selected by default. Okay, like this. Okay, fine. Now let's see. Again, we can see here, initially when it is set to 10, but the sort is again not working. So again, the same reason. So for that, what we can do is, here also in this, we have made the search pipe and the sort pipe impure, but the trim pipe is still pure. So here also I'll put it as pure false. Okay. The moment I put it as false, now I can see that the sort is working fine and search is also working. So let me write here CL, and I can sort. So all the functionality are working fine. Okay. So if I write C, all the things are coming. Then if I write here 5, it is working. If I click on sort, this is also working. So all the pipes are working simultaneously in a proper manner. Okay, there are no issues here now. Okay, so this way we can limit, or we can show up to only up to a particular index in the array. Okay, the data we can control it. Okay, that's it for this session.